Sorry guys, hello, good evening.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Evening. Teacher, good evening.
Good evening. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, let's start our class immediately. We are on our 8th class, so today is May 15, our class number 8 for the level B1.4. All right, so let's start by checking the agenda first. And then we will check the list for the students that are in class. So first we are going to do a short activity quizzes related to the passive voice. So what we studied last week, the different uses of the passive voice. We will continue working on unit number 4. So we are going to read an article on page 38. Then we are going to study some new vocabulary with the verb mind, different phrases used in English. And finally, we will have some time to check your project advance to give you some feedback. And remember that tomorrow is the due date to upload the project, okay? So at the end of the class, I will send you the link where you can upload your advances, and also I will send it to your emails. Okay? Please, guys, before we start, remember about Moodle. Remember the work in Moodle. We will finish on Wednesday is the last class. So that is the final date or due date for Moodle as well, okay? So we will finish Moodle at on Wednesday, the 17th at 11:59 p.m., okay? El plazo del Moodle estará hasta el miércoles 17 hasta medianoche. ¿Listo?
Teacher, disculpa
Dime.
una pregunta. En fin, ¿no pudo ampliar un poco el plazo del Moodle hasta el 17?
No, no, porque ya
Entonces,
tenemos que subir las notas esta semana, pues como nos dan solo estos 2 días para finalizar todo, ya el jueves de la mañana tenemos que subir las notas, generar los informes y demás.
ok, vale.
Entonces
Listo.
no nos dan como más tiempito. Entonces
Teacher,
hasta el miércoles, ¿sí?
¿cuándo comenzaríamos el siguiente nivel?
Ustedes tienen estos 2 días y el lunes creo que es festivo. Entonces sería para el martes, sí. Mayo 18 y 19 descansamos. Este lunes es festivo, entonces volveríamos el 23 de mayo. ¿Listo?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Ok. Listo, entonces recuerden con el plazo del Moodle todavía tenemos pues algunos días para que trabajen en eso. Tenemos mañana y el miércoles. ¿Alguna pregunta sobre el Moodle? Listo. Entonces vamos a tomar la asistencia. Let's check the attendance. Let's check our list for today. Okay. Gersman Esmendi.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
Yesid Calderón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Camilo Correa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Corredor.
Present, teacher.
Silvia Cuellar.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Johan Duque.
Present, teacher.
Ujú. Elkin Fernández.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Julián Figueroa.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Ginette Fontecha.
Present, teacher.
Ujú. Carlos Galán.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Mabel Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
Ok. José Alejandro Gómez. Lisbeth Tarazón.
Present, teacher.
Mhm. Okay, very good. Okay, let's start our lesson for today immediately. I will open the link for the quizzes activity. Give me a moment and I'll send it to you so you can join the game. So in this activity is a little different because you will read a definition for something, okay? The definition is using the passive voice. So you have a definition and you have 4 options. You need to select the correct or most appropriate option according to the description. In each question, you will have 2 minutes, okay? So it's not necessary to do it really fast. So you can read, take your time, and then select the correct answer. Ok, en esta actividad la dinámica es un poco diferente, pues no debemos seleccionar la respuesta correcta gramaticalmente, sino que tenemos una descripción que está en la voz pasiva y tenemos 4 opciones de diferentes elementos, ¿no? Por ejemplo, se encuentra en los hogares. Se usa para ver programas. Entonces puede ser TV, computer, radio, ¿ok? Por ejemplo. Entonces ustedes eligen la opción apropiada. Tienen 2 minutos en cada pregunta, pues para que lean bien la descripción y la selección. Okay, Jose, thank you. I see your message. Right, so let's start the game. This is the link for the activity. Let's join. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's finish the activity and we'll check the results. Okay, Jan, Elkin, and Gerson, very good. Good job. Let's see the questions. If you have any maybe questions that were difficult for you. Okay, only the last question was a bit difficult or tricky. Let's see. It's governed by a mayor. It was founded by the Romans, and the Olympics were held there in 2012. It's visited by millions of tourists every year. Where is it? The correct answer was London, not Rome. Okay, that was like the only tricky part. Very good, guys. So as you can see, we can use it just to review the previous topic. It was the passive voice, right? The different uses of the passive voice. So let's close it and then we will continue. We are going to start today page, let me show you, pages 38 and 39 from our book. We have a reading activity, some discussion, and then the vocabulary practice. Okay, so we're going to start by answering this question. Let's see if you know anything about this phrase, nature or nurture. Do you think, do you know the meaning of this word nurture? What is it in Spanish?
Artificial.
Can you repeat?
Lo contrario a natural, como artificial.
No, not exactly. So we say it's nature or nurture, like are you born with this, like nature, or is because of how you were raised? It is like naturaleza o crianza, okay? For example, your temperament, if you are a happy person, or maybe you are a little angry, like short temper, de genio un poco, pues, diríamos mal geniado, ¿sí? Short tempered. Entonces, características que tenemos, si son de naturaleza, es decir, nacemos con ellas, o son por nuestra crianza. Esa sería la comparación. Nature or nurture. Okay? So we are going to to read these statements. We have the text. This is what the text talks about. We are going to see if we have both opinions, right? If our personality is shaped by nature or if it's because of nurture. Si nuestros rasgos de personalidad son por naturaleza o pues por crianza, ¿sí? Por el contexto. So let's read here. Let's read the statements. Andres Correa, can you read the first two statements, 1 and 2? Number
Okay,
one
teacher,
and two.
about the letter B?
Yes, here.
Okay, teacher. 1, everything comes from our genes. The roots of personality are in our upbringing. Right.
In a upbringing. Do you
Okay.
know what is this word? Upbringing? Anyone?
Crianza.
Yes, good. Nuestra crianza. Okay, and then let's see, Elkin, can you read number 3 and number 4, please?
Okay. We can change who we are. And number 4, our environment influence our personality.
Our environment influences our personality. So let's see. Everything comes from our genes. Is this support the theory of nature or nurture? Everything comes from our genes, de nuestros genes.
Nature.
This is for nature. Let's put it in a different color. So number 1 is for nature. Number 2, the roots of personality are in our upbringing. Is this for nature or nurture?
Nurture.
This is nurture.
Nurture.
So let's put it in a red color. Number 3, we can't change who we are. What do you
Nature.
think? This is for nature, yes, because if we cannot change it, is innate to us, innato. And number 4, our environment influences our personality. Is for nurture. Yes. Our crianza, nuestro contexto. All right, so that's what we're going to read about in the article. Yes, Julia?
Could you give us some advice to the difference spelling the nature in nurture?
The pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, you can see it here. Is actually different, okay? This can help, sorry, pronunciation. Can help when we cannot like differentiate it very much. When you Google it, you can see like how you write it, the correct way of pronouncing it, how you would write it. So nature.
Nature.
Nature, ok. Es que este sonido de la T, el ch, en español, nuestra T suena diferente. T, ok. Es un sonido menos pronunciado que esta T del ch, ok. El nature es como el CH, ok. Nature.
Nature.
Entonces, ese no seríamos nature, porque ese no es el sonido, sino nature, ok. Como lo vemos acá, nature.
Nature.
Nurture pronunciation. Okay, you can see nurture.
Nurture.
Nurture. Entonces el anterior es nature. This is nurture. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, guys. So let's start reading. We are going to read the article by step, and then we move to point number 3 to answer the questions, check our understanding of each question. Okay, So let's start reading. What shapes our personality? What is shapes? Do you guys know?
Forma.
Forma o en este caso es el verbo moldea, ¿no? Da forma a nuestra personalidad o moldea nuestra personalidad. What shapes our personality? Is it the result of nature, what we are born with, or nurture, what we experience? We search for the answer. ¿Ok? Entonces, el resultado de con lo que nacemos, nuestra naturaleza o nuestras experiencias, nuestra crianza. Let's start reading. Let's begin with Lisette. You can read the first part, okay? Number 1.
Okay. It's definitely nature. 2,500 years ago, the ancient Greeks believed that your personality was the result of different fluids or humors in your body, like blood, phlegm, and bile. According to Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, black bile caused depression and irritability, while blood made you brave and hopeful. These ideas spread all over the world, and in the 18th century, people with mental illnesses were sometimes treated with leashes in order to restore the balance of their humors. It was only in the 19th century that scientists began to develop the theory of humors, although patients may have noticed much earlier that we weren't getting any better.
Very good. Okay, let's check the new vocabulary here. We have humors, right? Have you heard about this? So, phlegm, bile, and blood. Okay, do you know the meaning of these words? Well, blood, we know, but the others?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Have you heard about this in Spanish? Los humores de Hipócrates, like melancólico, colérico, flemático. No? No?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
Yes, this was an idea back in ancient Greek that in your body you had different like substances, like phlegm is phlegma and bile is bilis. Okay, so according to what is more dominant in your body, you have different characteristics. So according to this idea is that black bile, like bilis negra, cause depression, irritability, while the blood, la sangre, made you brave and hopeful, okay? Like valiente y esperanzado, hopeful. These ideas spread all over the world, and in the 18th century, people with mental illnesses were sometimes treated with leeches in order to restore the balance of their humors. Debían restablecer o balancear sus humores en el siglo XVIII. Leeches, do you know what these are? These are some animals. No?
¿Sanguijuela?
Sanguijuelas,
Yes.
iba a decir lo mismo.
Yes, sanguijuelas, leeches. Leeches, let's see. Yes, you can see them here. So they use them in medical treatments like to balance or restore your humors. The scientists in the 19th century, the scientists began to doubt the theory of humors, although some patients might have noticed much earlier that they weren't getting any better. So this, of course, changed as time and science evolved, that this was not very efficient, right? Let's continue with the second part. Let's listen to Jean-Claude. Okay, by delayed.
Okay, teacher. By the late 19th century, personality had been correctly linked to the brain. This was a big advance, but some people took it too far and phrenology
Phrenology?
emerged, phrenology emerged as a new science. Phrenologists believe that the brain affected the shape of the head, and so by feeling someone's head, they could discover the shape of their brain and therefore their personality, including, for example, how likely someone was to commit murder. At the height of its popularity, phrenologists were consulted about possible marriage partners or to give a background check on job applicants. Job interviews must have been interesting in those days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have the next idea, let's see, was about phrenologists, right? So this new science believed that the brain was affected by the shape of your head, right? If it is more round or elongated, it like your shape of your cranium affected also your brain and your personality, right? For example, how likely someone was to commit murder. At the height of its popularity, what is the meaning of this word height in this context?
A la alza la popularidad. Perdón, a la alza.
In this case, it's like at the maximum point, like apogeo, en su momento más, en su cúspide de popularidad, yes? At the height of its popularity, phrenologists were consulted for possible marriage partners or to give a background check. What is this? A background check.
¿Una consulta de la experiencia o
Yes. You know, when you apply for a job, they ask for, well, in my case, they do like some police record or Procuraduría or Contraloría. When you apply for these type of jobs, they ask you this. So this is like a background check, ¿no? Una revisión de antecedentes, background check. So they were, these scientists, phrenologists, were giving opinion about people's personality based on their shape of their head, okay, for job applications. So, well, this was a different, of course, different technique than we have now. All right, so let's continue more recently, the last part, number 3. Let's read it, Natalia, please. More recently.
Okay, teacher. More recently, scientists have looked to our genes, yes,
Yes, genes.
genes as the source of personality. While there is certainly a link, it is far from simple. For a start, a single gene might be involved in many different aspects of your personality, and we have around 25,000 genes. I don't
Genes. Yes,
genes.
like this. Genes.
Jeans.
Okay, teacher,
And
thank you.
look,
Jeans.
it's the same. Okay.
Sí.
Yes. Genes.
Okay, genes in our body. And when even a simple thing like the color of your skin in the result of more than 100 different genes Imagine how many are involved in a character trait, like being open, extrovert, ag agre agreeable,
Agreeable.
agreeable, consensual, or neurotic, the big five traits that psychologists nowadays use to describe human personality.
Very
Mm,
good. Okay, let's check the vocabulary. So we have, well, in the last paragraph they talk about how genes. What are genes? These. Okay, this is the image, like genes. Your genes might affect your personality. Okay, at the source of our personality. They say there is a link, hay una conexión, but it is not simple, okay? Because one single gene might be involved in different aspects of our personality. And we have 25,000, so it's like infinite possibilities to know which genes affect each personality characteristic or trait. So here we have character trait, like un rasgo del carácter o de la personalidad. Trait is rasgo, okay? What are these character traits? Like open, extrovert, agreeable, consensuous, or neurotic. These are like the big five traits that psychologists use nowadays to describe human personality. So let's check the meaning of the words that we have here. We have open, extrovert, agreeable. Do you know what this is? Agreeable?
Aceptable.
Agradable.
Amable, sí. Amable, agradable, agreeable. Consensuous. No. In Spanish, we can say like concienzudo, that a person knows what to do or to do what is right. Tener como conciencia, hacer lo que es correcto. To be consensuous, okay? Or neurotic, so neurotic. All right. This is for the nature part. So we talked about the humors, then about phrenology, about your head, and finally about the genes, how they might affect our personality. Now we continue on the other side, it's nurture, okay? Our experiences and upbringing, how they can affect our personality. Mabeli, can you read part number 4? So this first paragraph, please.
Teacher, paragraph 4
Yes.
is definitely nurtured.
Nurture.
Nurtured. It is hard to find the roots of personality in nature. Nature. Then can we find them in nurture? The nurture theory says that we are all born as blind states. Our personality develops as the result of our parents, our peers, our environment, and so on. As the famous psychologist B.F. Skinner once said, "Give me a shell and I will shape him into anything."
Okay. So then we have some phrases like blank slates. What is this? We are all born as blank slates. No idea?
Como tablero, blancas hojas, blancos tableros.
Tablero en blanco. Yes, blank slates. Como un tablero en blanco. So that our personality is the result of our parents, our peers, nuestros pares, our peers, our environment, and so on, okay? Como etcétera, and so on. Okay, now let's read number 5. Gerson, can you read number 5, please?
Yes, teacher. Okay. Nurture charity has even been enforced by law.
Sorry, can you start again, please?
Nurture, see? Okay.
Nurture, yes.
Okay, nurture charity has even been
Theory.
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 Okay.
Again. Nurture theory has been enforced by law. In ancient China, if a young man commits a serious crime and was sentenced to death, then his parents might be
executed
too, because they were responsibility for the
responsible
for the character of their son. Even in modern Britain, if a child plays drum for school, her parents can be prosecuted.
Her parents can be prosecuted. Okay, so the nurture theory has even been enforced by law. Okay, se ha establecido por ley, enforced by law. In China, ancient China, if a man committed a crime, was sentenced to death, then his parents might be also executed, ejecutados, because they were responsible for the character of that person, okay? And in modern Britain, if a child plays truant from school, remember what is to play truant? Yes, we already saw this. We studied this vocabulary recently.
Como faltar a...
Yes, faltar al colegio, escaparse del colegio, play truant. Yes, so his or her parents can be prosecuted. Pueden ser procesados por la ley, prosecuted. All right, continue. Let's hear Julián. Number 6, however.
However, there's more to nurture than parents. There's environment too. One shocking example of how easily environment can affect personality comes from the infamous
We say infamous.
Okay. Infamous 1971 Stanford prison experiments. These experiments took 24 normal, healthy men and asked them to play the role of prisoner or wards in a pretend prison. The experiment had to be ended after just 6 days because the wards became very cruel. Looking one prisoner in a cupboard, forcing the others to bang on the cupboard door. In a new environment, it seemed that normal people can completely change their behavior.
Very good. Okay, have you heard about this experiment? I think there is a movie about this. So they did this in 1971, where they took 24 normal, like apparently healthy men, and they took the role of some were the prisoners and some were guards. in this like imaginary prison. It was all pretend. Okay, so the experiment only lasted 6 days because the guards were very cruel. They locked the prisoner in a cupboard. Do you know what is a cupboard? Like como armario, lo encerraron, sí, como un armario, cupboard, and forced the others to bang on the door, on the cupboard door. So they, under these new circumstances, changed their behavior completely. Okay. Now let's read the last part. It's number 7. Let's hear Jessit. Number 7.
Number 7, some studies of twins, however, challenges the importance of nature.
Nurture.
According nurture, according to nurture theory, identical twins who have the same genes should only have similar personalities if they grew up together, but different personalities if they grow up apart due to different upbringing and experience. However, studies show the same similarities in personality, whether these twins are brought up separately or together.
Okay, let's read. So this is a study done on twins. Remember what are twins?
Gemelos.
Gemelos. Because according to this theory, nurture, so identical twins, they share the same genes, should have similar personalities if they grow up together. But if they are separated, so if they grow up apart, they should have different personalities, okay? Because they have different upbringing and different experiences. However, some studies have shown that they have similarities, striking similarities like sorprendentes, in personality, whether these twins are brought up separately or together. Han demostrado que hay similitudes en su personalidad, aunque sean criados de maneras o separados, ¿no? So this is like a challenge for this theory of nurture. Okay, let's read the last part. So do we have an answer? Let's hear Andres Corredor. The last one. So do we have an answer?
So, do we have an answer? Well, short of the
Consensus.
Consensus these days is that our personality results from a complicit
Complicated
interaction between nature and nature. Perhaps one day, yes.
Perhaps.
Perhaps one day we will understand the exactly recipe for personality, but again, we may never understand ourselves fully.
Fully. Never understand ourselves fully. So the consensus is that, thank you, Andres, that these days our personalities are a complicated interaction between nature and nurture. So it's about both, right? It says that maybe one day we will understand the exact recipe for personality, but we might never understand ourselves fully, completamente, ourselves fully. Okay, so we read all the document. Let's let's answer the questions in part 3. In this opportunity, you are going to work individually because we don't have enough time to do the questions and then for you to have the discussion, we need to cover the vocabulary and also the project, okay? So in this case, we are going to work individually. I will give you some time, 10 minutes, to read the text one more time, and you will answer these questions, these 7 questions in point number 3, okay? I will give you this time. If you have any questions during the activity, please let me know. And then when you are ready, when you finish, we will share the answers together. All right, guys, let me know when you are ready, when you have the answers for the questions so we can check together.
No yet, teacher.
Okay, guys, are you ready or do you need more time for the answers?
More time.
More time, please.
Ready? Okay. All right, let's start checking the answers for each question. Number 1, according to Hippocrates, what personality traits were bile and blood responsible for? Carlos, can you answer the first question, please?
Yes, teacher. For example, for
Sorry, Carlos, I
Maggie.
cannot hear you. Let me check.
Okay, teacher, can you hear me? Okay, teacher.
Teacher, he is talking.
¿Me escucha? Teacher.
Carlos, pues yo lo escucho, pero creo que ya
Creo
se
que
le
es la
fue.
teacher que no lo escucha.
Sí, sí te escuchas, pero pronto la profe no.
Ok. ¿Pero me escuchan bien o no?
Sí, sí, sí. Sí se alcanza a escuchar.
Claro.
Ok.
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
We don't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Hello.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
No, sí me escuchan, pero yo creo que no les escucho yo a ustedes.
¿No nos escucha, profe? Nosotros sí la estamos escuchando bien.
Regálenme un minuto.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Can you speak to see if I can hear you?
Yes, teacher.
No.